A Bakersfield landmark has changed hands, and now the question, what will become of 83-year-old Ethel's Old Corral? With another installment of his series, Where We Live, here's 17's Robert Price.
You're probably familiar with some of Bakersfield's classic old landmarks: the Fox Theater, the Padre Hotel, the Kern County Museum, Ethel's Old Corral. Yes, I do include Ethel's Old Corral with those other great landmarks. The weathered old wooden saloon has outlived most of its original patrons, but there is a new Ethel in town. Her name is Carla, and she's a package deal. Husband Ronnie is along for the ride. Now, Ronnie and Carla Cope don't presume to be as feisty as the original Ethel, tiny but mighty Ethel Beeson, but they're determined to build on her legacy as guardian of a time machine known as Ethel's Old Corral, a relic of another era just off Alfred Harrell Highway, northeast of the city. The Copes have owned the Naughty Pine Cafe, a working man's diner on Norris Road, for 20 years, but they've always coveted Ethel's. So when owner Natalie Mears decided to sell, they promptly stepped to the plate. After all, they'd each been going there practically their entire lives.
The dump used to be right out here. There's an old dump that used to be here, so every time we go to dump from the house, he'd go to the dump, we'd stop here for a cold beer.
I've known about it pretty much my whole life, passing by it. We would stop once in a while, but then once Ronnie and I got married, we'd ride our horses out and have burger and hang out here on Friday, Saturday night sometimes, and then ride our horses back home.
The all-ages saloon was built in 1940, expanded in 1952, and remodeled in 1975. 4'11" Ethel Beeson bought the Old Corral from her in-laws in 1962, and it became Ethel's Old Corral. She kept things simple in the kitchen: hamburgers and potato chips. You want something else? Hit the road.
Sometimes if she was tired and didn't want to cook and you come and say you wanted a burger, she'd say, "Too bad, I'm not cooking.
I'm not going to cook today.
I'm done."
The menu grew when Donna Chisholm took over after her mother's death in 1996, and it changed a little more when Mears bought the place in 2004. And the Copes will change it more. Yes, including the Naughty Pines pastrami sandwich. As far as the expansive property itself, they'll add trees and landscaping with plans to develop an event venue out back. But most everything patrons have come to love about Ethel's will remain. The 35-foot-tall fiberglass Indian, which once stood watch over a tire shop on Bakersfield's Garces Circle, parking spaces for Harleys and horses alike, as well as friendly tolerance for cyclists and runners, a landing spot for annual charity events like the Toy Run, an answer to tourists' perennial question, where can we get some Bakersfield twang? So bring your horse or your Harley or your bicycle or whatever mode of transportation suits you, and come on out to Ethel's Old Corral, because they're still here and they've got a beer for you. At Ethel's Old Corral, Robert Price, 17 News.